relationship?
I mean, yeah, we were fighting each other, so definitely. I mean, you know, I was trying to take his head off, and he was trying to do the same to me. But no, as far as bad blood, no, there's no bad blood, nothing outside of you know, the sport of MMA.
As far as the fight itself, the takedown seemed to really be the difference in the fight. Was that sort of the focus going in, is knowing that you could out wrestle him?
Yeah, you know, I knew 100% that I could out wrestle him, and that I can out wrestle almost anybody at the bantamweight division. I'm just a lot bigger and stronger and more explosive than these guys are. So pretty much anybody at 135 pounds I can take from their feet to their head in a second flat. And that's going to be the case a lot of these next UFC fights for me. Anytime I get in trouble on my feet, I always have that option. If I hit you, like you're gonna fall. So yeah, and that was a little bit of the game plan. I'd have liked to have been on my feet more and hit a little bit more. But for whatever reason, every time the guy, he was really long. I was reaching for him. I wasn't hitting him, and then I could see he was getting ready to wind up on a combination, and the takedown was just always there. So I took what was there and did what I had to do to win.
You actually outstruck him at a higher percentage. You had 8 of 12 successful takedowns. How would you rate your performance from scale 1 to 10?
Scale 1 to 10, being on 7 days' notice, coming off the couch. 8 days ago I was enjoying my summer, doing whatever the hell I wanted. I really wasn't in a training camp. I'm always in shape. I'm always, going to the gym, but it's a lot different. When you're getting ready for a fight, you're focused. I mean, there's like a tunnel vision. All you're doing is training. It's a different grind. I was working out once a day, working my day job, not really taking MMA as serious as I thought. Honestly, I thought I was going to be on the UFC card in December, so I was kind of taking the summer off and just relaxing. So, my performance, I would say I would give myself a 7 or an 8, being that it was on, 8 days' notice. I was actually talking to Sean Shelby in between rounds. I was on the bench, I turned and looked at him, I was like, come on. 7 days, Sean. I'm 14-1. Can't you give me 8 weeks? And he laughed. I laughed. And after the fight again, I said 8 weeks. Next time, 8 weeks. I said, promise me right now, 8 weeks. And he's like, okay, 8 weeks. And so hopefully, I'm gonna get 8 weeks next time, and then we can have this conversation again. And I think that my performance would be a 10.
Who do you want to welcome you to the bantamweight division in the UFC? Who would you like to fight?
Ooh, anybody. I don't care. Anybody. I'll fight anybody. Ideally, for me, coming into the UFC, it was like I was either going to fight a guy like Tyrion Ware, who was also making his debut, or I was going to fight a guy that's in like the top 10. You know what I mean? Those are the two things that in my head I really wanted to do, and I did get one of them. I did get another debut guy in Tyrion Ware, and I'm really happy that I got this opportunity. But my next fight, I want a name, or I want another guy that just had one fight. You know what I mean? So I don't want the really, really tough guy that's on the cusp of everyone knowing who he is. I want the guy that's on my level, or I want someone in the top 10.
Cody, you said a minute ago that you have a part-time job, or a day job even. What is that?
So I work for a family restoration business, and in the summertime we're always really, really busy. So I tend to, I'll spend a few days in Grand Rapids, and I'll go home and I'll go back to my house in Metro Detroit and train. And it just so happened that for 2 weeks before I got this phone call, all I was doing was working, basically, working and enjoying my summer. And then of course I'm on the job, and then my manager calls me and says, "Hey, you're fighting in the UFC next weekend." I was like, "Oh shit, are you serious? Okay, all right, well, I'll start doing medicals right now. I'm headed to the gym." And 8 days later, here I am talking to you guys.
Is it back to work on Monday?
No. I think I earned a vacation. Like I said, I work for my family, so I'm gonna walk into the stands here in a little bit, and I'm gonna shake my dad, give him a big kiss, and tell him I quit.
And the plan is to fight on that Michigan card that's coming up.
Yeah, December.
Just you've sort of been the face of Michigan MMA as far as the regional scene goes. What can people expect for that card and the turnout? Like it's a very big MMA scene.
I'd like to see all the Michigan guys that are on the border. I would like to see all those guys, on that card. I have nothing but love for everyone in Michigan. Michigan MMA. I want to see Michigan guys do good. So I'd like to see as many local guys as possible on that card. There's a lot of us now. There's a lot of guys in Michigan that are popping up in the UFC, and it's just this year too. There's 4 or 5 people from Michigan now that are in the UFC, and you know, I think there's going to be a lot more because, you know, Darren Cruikshank and everyone at Michigan Top Team, we're breeding killers. There's a lot of tough guys coming up.
When you only have 8 days notice, what do you put the focus on? I mean, there's only so much you can do with your body in 8 days. So what is it that you actually try to do?
I mean, mainly it was just, I was just focusing on sharpening up the tools I already know I have. You know what I mean? I wasn't like in 8 days I was going to dissect everything Tyrion Ware does and come up with this new freaky style of fighting and, you know, go out there and implement it in the cage 8 days later. You know, I fought in April 29th, so it was basically just, you know, build from, you know, what I already know I can do and what I do well and practice those things for the next 8 days, you know, consistently every day, make sure my weight's good, and go out there, have fun, and beat someone up.
Were you being serious? Are you quitting your job and training full time?
You know, I basically already do train full time, but it just so happened that before I got this phone call, I was working a lot more than I was training. There was just a couple of jobs that were really big and had to get completed, and I was helping a lot more. But I pretty much do train full time. I would say I train 10 out of 12 months full time, and work full time 2 months of the year. So my situation has already been like ideal for, you know, training for MMA. So like when I tell my dad I quit, I mean I've told him it before too. So.
With an experienced guy like Cruikshank in your corner, what did he tell you to kind of prepare you for this debut, to prepare you for the lights and the sounds and everything about it?
He was just basically telling me to just suck it all, you know, take it all in, you know, because it happens fast, and it really does, you know. Like this whole week flew by, absolutely flew by. Yeah, just take it all in, and enjoy it, you know, enjoy the moment, enjoy being here, enjoy, you know, the fruits of all your hard work. And he was, you know, because, you know, he's been here, he's done it. I've seen him do it. You know, and I've seen, you know, how fast everything happens and how fast, you know, you can climb and fall in this sport. So really, you just gotta, you know, you gotta get with the people that you really care about, the core people that have been there from the beginning, and, you know, celebrate and enjoy this with them. You know, try not to get too high or low, and just keep getting better and hopefully keep climbing that ladder.